Hi guys, welcome back to the Watch Mission. Today we're going to review three different watches, very different watches, all from the same collector who sent them to me. So we have a single-handed watch, a regulator watch, and a just your standard three-hand watch. So the person that sent these to me said that I would like one of these absolutely the least, and so he definitely thought that I would like this one the least. He wanted me to know what I thought of that one the most. So we'll take a look and see where I end up. So let's go ahead and start over here with the single-handed watch. So this is a Schaumburg watch. This is the GT1. Obviously, this is the single-handed watch. It's made in Germany, and it is a pretty good size watch. It is 46 millimeters. It has water resistance of 50 meters, sapphire crystal. It's got an SW20A movement, Swiss automatic. And its function is just a time and date, and it just has the single hand. Now, I absolutely love single hand watches, but kind of a spoiler alert here as far as which one of these I like the least. It would be this one, and it is strictly because its size alone, kind of takes it out of the picture for me. But that's not the reason. The main reason is when it comes to the single-handed watches. I think the unique part of most single-handed watches are the fact that you can just so quickly, at a glance, see what the time is. And I know that's kind of silly. All watches are fairly easy to read, except two of these are not that easy to read. And this one in particular, when you take a look, when you glance down at this, it is impossible unless it is at 12, 3, 6, or 9 to really know exactly what time it is. And when you kind of take a look on the website and a little closer up, you'll see why. First of all, the numerals are just too small, and there's too many. So when it gets over to this area, even if you're looking at this picture, you've got to kind of think, all right, you can't see the numbers. Unless you have absolutely perfect vision, you can barely even see the hour numbers that are there, let alone the minutes. So I'll bring this a lot closer, and you can tell, like, if this were on your wrist, you just can't see those numbers at all. And I can't focus there. And even if you try to hold it real still, it's just next to impossible to read. The case is cool. I like the case a lot. I love the crown, the way they designed that. I like the crown guards. Again, it's simply just way too big for me. It doesn't mean that it's wouldn't work for other people. But the case is good. The movement is great. The build and fit or fit and finish are fantastic. But when it comes to single-handed watches, I look at something. If you wanted to go a lot cheaper, you could go with something like and you wanted to stick with German, you could go with like the Iron Annie, right? And it's a quartz, but it doesn't have a second hand, so who cares, right? I mean, for around, I think it's under $300 if I'm not mistaken, but you get a really cool looking watch here, again, made in Germany. Now, the funny part about this watch, though, is that it has a display case back as a quartz. And I almost want to buy it just for that reason, just to take it to a watch show or something. And when you take that off and people look at that, just to see the confusion on their face. I don't know why they did that. It's totally unnecessary, and I find it kind of hysterical. But regardless, take a look at this, and you can tell so quickly what time it is, right? Versus that. You just can't tell. And then if you wanted to go the same price as the Schumacher, or sorry, the Schaumburg. Sorry, I was watching F1 earlier. So if you want to go the same price as the Schaumburg, you could also go with Meistersinger, which is kind of the most well-known single-handed watch. And I love these things. These are fantastic. And again, it's so legible. Like, you can tell instantly what time it is. It's another German watch, and such a cool design. And this one, it's 38 hour power reserve on this one. You know, it's not quite as fancy as the rest of their models that they have that are out there, but it's it's a great watch. I absolutely love these designs and in this brand. But again, the Iron Annie, that's that's a fantastic deal. That this is one that I might pick up, and I didn't even think about this before I started researching some of these watches. But I think that's awesome. But this just cracks me up. I think that's fantastic. Okay, so got that one out of the way. That's kind of the least favorite of the three. So this one is the Dufa, another watch that is from Germany. So this being a Regulator watch, this one is a little easier to read, at least from the minute perspective, but you really have to get used to that this hour hand over here, bring it a little closer. So this hour hand, sorry, is a 24-hour dial. So again, at a glance, you're going to look down and you're going to think that it's 9:47, and it is not, right? That's, so you've got your 24-hour or your zero marker there, your 6, your 12, your 18. So it's pretty tough to read this one at a glance as well. However, I do like the look of this one a lot. I think this is a much better look than we had over here. I got a lot, when I was wearing this, I got a lot of compliments and questions about it. The one complaint that the owner had is that it's very noisy. I probably can't hear it too much on the microphone that I have here, but it is, right? It's a Miyota movement, and it is noisy. I don't mind that. I think that gives it a little bit of character when you're wearing it, in the same way that I like strictly mechanical watches versus automatics, because I like interacting with the watch a little bit. So as you move your hand around, or as you move your arm, you do get reminded, oh yeah, I'm wearing that watch today, because you can hear it. So it's kind of an interesting thing. But yeah, this again, if you look at the website, you can tell here, it's tough to glance down and see exactly what time it is. There's just no way to be able to do that. As I was researching, I took a look at what other watches they had, and I came across this one, which I thought was really cool. So, it's a quartz, and once again, I know a lot of people don't like quartz here, and that's perfectly fine. But I mean, what does this remind you of, right? If you're a watch collector, and then you've kind of taken a look at what's in the news lately, as far as what's out there, and kind of the most trendy thing that's out there today, it's going to be the Nomos Autobahn, and that sort of scalloped in dial there reminds me a lot of what we have here. So what I would do at this price is I would pick this up and find me a few sub-dial hands that match. I don't like the yellow and the red there. But I think if you just got all silver, I think that would be one hell of a cool watch. And it might be something that you would even mess around with at this price. You could fill it, with the oil, just do a couple projects with it. So I think that would be pretty cool. So the point is, I am a fan of Dufa. I do like these watches. I don't mind the Miyota movements at all. I mean, those are citizen-based movements. They're very reliable. So you get a good quality movement at a good price. So this one was a close first place for me, just on the fact of how it looked. I really do like the way it looked. So last we have the Meccaniche Veneziane. I will only try to pronounce that one time. From here on out, I'll just call it the MV. This is a fantastic watch. It's absolutely stunning to wear. It's got an amazing decorated movement on there. Now, when you take a look, this one is a couple of years old, so I don't know why they switched to a solid case back. It does say on this site that the movement is undecorated, so maybe they do have a decorated version, but the new ones that are out there are undecorated. But right now, at least this weekend, you can pick up this watch for about $300, and that's a fantastic price. I cannot tell you how many compliments, how many people stop me and ask me about this watch. So this is probably my number one. It really felt good on. It feels like you're wearing something that is at least twice the price of what you're wearing. So I did like this one really the best out of all of them. It was a close one, right? I mean, it just depends on obviously what you're wearing, but this one gets a lot of conversation as far as how do you read it, what's going on, what is that looks nice, but this one is just kind of striking. So anyway, tell me which ones in the comments that you like the best, that you like the least, which others, like single-handed watches or regulators, you really find to be your favorites or ones that you're after. And if I messed anything up, which I probably did, especially the pronunciation, give me a comment down there as well, and let me know what you think. Thanks.